So this is pretty much about the tree map. Okay, hope you have understood how to create a tree map in Power BI, and now you have understood when you can go for tree map. If the tree map is also helpful to compare the part to whole relationship like pie chart, but in the case of pie chart, the number of categories are more in a text column. So then you can better go for tree map. Tree map is very much helpful to compare the part to whole relationship, and also it displays the data in hierarchical, right? So, fine. So next one is the heat map. So what is a heat map? So heat map, Arvind, as attended an interview yesterday with Exaware. He was talking about, they were asking about the difference between heat map and tree map. Heat map is very common one. We use it as part of the exploratory data analysis in the case of data science. Okay. As a data scientist, what we do is we use the heat map to find out the relationship between the variable, correlation between the variables. Okay. So which variables are comparing the correlation or finding out the correlation between the variables. Or if you want to visualize and compare the different categories of data, in that kind of situation, you can go for tree map. The heat map. To compare different categories of data, you can go for heat map. Whereas a tree map, it displays a hierarchical structure of data. So if you have any hierarchical data and if you want to compare part to whole, then you can go for tree map. If you want to compare the categories of data, different categories, then you can go for heat map. Then the next question is, can't I use column chart? Using column chart, we can compare the values side by side. So in the case of heat map, it visualizes the measures against dimension, okay, by depicting in different colors. Okay, in that way, it is very much helpful, the heat map. So in Power BI, we don't have any visual, right? So, the built-in visual is available to create the heat map. So what we will do is we will create, we can use a matrix, simple matrix, you can use it. Okay, in the case of matrix, what we will do is we will just, what I do is I just simply, okay. Here I just use a month, and then for example, I'm going to use a region in the column. So these are the regions are there, and I just put these sales here. In the case of heat map, okay, so basically the purpose of creating a heat map is to draw our eye to the most and least popular values or areas in the matrix. Okay, whichever value has, let's say the sale value is very high, right? It'll be dark. Okay, and those sales values are less, it will be light color. So in the case of heat map, the cells contain, right? So within the table, either contain the color coded categorical data or numerical data. Okay, so it is purely based on a color scale. Since it is the heat map, what I do is based on the color, right? So we are going to make a decision. So here we don't need the total here. So what I am going to do is I just go to the format thing here, and then I will just see a row grand total. And here row subtotals, I'm going to toggle this off, and column subtotals is also I'm going to toggle this off. That's it. Okay. And so basically, using the heat map, we're going to project the density of the data on a map for any given points. So we have the custom visual is also available in the case of Power BI. If you ask, apart from using the matrix. Is there any other way? Custom visual is available. At least, yes, there is a custom visual that is available. That also will take a look at it. Using matrix also, you can create the heat map. So you have two categorical variable, right? So you have two categorical variable. If you want to compare the two categorical values, right? Then for example, January and Africa. In January month in Africa, how much sales we made? In January, Canada, how much sales made? Two categorical values. If you want to compare if you want to compare it. Okay. So in that kind of situation, this is more than enough. Right. So if you want to compare the different categories of data, so I told you that one. So in that kind of, so if you want to compare the different categories of data. So this month is a category and region is a category. If you want to compare these two categories of data, then you can go for tree map. In simple term, you just remember this way. Okay. Here, what we do is, as I said, right, we are going to do color coding. And in the last session, we have seen it how to create, the rule-based background color. So here, if I select this one, conditional formatting, the rules. Here I just say, so here the sales is, let's here I just say number and less than, here I say 37,000. I just say this one as red. And then new rule. And then here what I do is I just create the number. I'm going to say 37,000. And then less than, what is that? We will say 60,000. I call this as an amber. Then new rule. Here I say 60,000. This is not a percent. I'm going to change it to number. Here I just say 4 lakh. Okay, I don't want to have any confusions. Okay, let's use a bigger one. Anything above this is called my. I'm going to use a dark blue green here. Okay, done. So I just hit the OK button here. Now it's ready, right? So now it is fine. So, but the fonts are, kind of distracting. What we do is, I do the same thing. I'm going to toggle this on the font color and I'm going to click on the rule here again. I just select the rule, sum of sales. I'm going to use the same thing here, greater than or equal to less than 37,000. What I do is I just, the red color. Okay, red color. What I am going to do is I'm going to use the red color itself. Let me see if I use, so it's kind of a white color. If I use red color and red color combination, so what is going to happen? Okay, let me just, I'm not able to move it. Look here, the fonts are not visible. So heat maps will look like this, okay? So whichever the bar, look here, this is something wrong. This is something, and the sales is not that good, right? We can make out. Okay, ideally you need to, overlap the font color with the dark color or light color, okay? So similarly, you just go to the font color here, and then you can create a new rule. Okay, here a number, right? I should have specified number here. And here also the number 37,000, same thing, 30,000, 37,000, 60,000, I used it. Here, what I am going to do is I'm going to use the very dark color of this one. But here, in this case, we have used the black colored one, right? So what you do is you find out a color in such a way, right? The fonts, these texts are not visible. The pages are not visible. So how do you choose this one here? It is you need to go here and then just play around with it. Somewhere here, something like this. Okay, just try that out. Okay, so here you are not supposed to get thing. 1 second. We will try for the green color. So here the green color, the black one is there. And the next rule is anything above 60,000 and number. Then what we will do is here, I'm going to use the more colors, hash 06F, I think so, 06F. I remember 45E. Look here, it is gone. Okay, so the fonts are not visible. The for the digits, right? For the number, the sales value. So like this, right? You need to find out a color in such way. This is not that much visible. Okay, so you can probably suppress that one with this one. Okay. So this one, right? These are called your heat map. Okay. So with the help of the heat map, we can understand. So this much of right. So in central region and quickly in central south, though the data are displayed in table format or matrix format, we can make out easily in south and central, and we made we did a good job in central and south. Okay. And the next